Smiled like no time had passed. But when his eyes turned to Dad, the warmth vanished. He asked him one question, why? The silence that followed was unbearable. Dad tried to speak, but the words came out broken. Grandpa told us that he hadn't vanished. He'd been sent away, by his own son. He'd trusted Dad to handle the company while he took time to recover from an illness. But instead, Dad forged documents, transferred ownership, and locked him in a private care home under a false name. The betrayal was complete, and no one had known. The only reason Grandpa had returned was because the truth had finally come out through an investigation launched by one of his old friends. I looked at Dad, unable to recognize the man before me. He fell to his knees, crying, begging for forgiveness. Grandpa said nothing. His eyes were tired, filled with sorrow more than anger. He turned to me and said, "You were the only one who never stopped believing." In that moment, everything I'd lost, the home, the years, the trust, didn't matter anymore. What mattered was that the truth was finally here, and justice had a face again. Grandpa handed me a small envelope, the same kind he used to give me with birthday notes. Inside was a letter and a document naming me as the rightful heir to everything he had built. But more than the inheritance, it was the vindication I never thought I'd receive. Dad didn't speak after that. He walked out quietly, his pride shattered. The house felt lighter without his anger in it. Grandpa and I sat together, watching the sun rise, just like we used to. 5 years of pain ended in silence, but it was the kind of silence that meant peace. That day, I realized some disappearances are not about getting lost, they're about giving people the chance to see who they really are. Grandpa's return didn't just bring him back, it brought me home. 5 years had passed since I was thrown out of the house, and life had reshaped itself into something calm and steady. I had built a small life in the city, working at a bookstore by day and writing at night. The pain of my father's betrayal had dulled with time, though it never fully disappeared. Every now and then, I'd walk past families laughing together and feel that quiet ache in my chest, the kind that never quite leaves. Grandpa was gone, Dad had taken everything, and I had learned to survive on my own. But survival wasn't the same as healing. It was a rainy evening when my world tilted again. The bookstore was almost empty, the smell of wet pavement drifting through the door, when my phone buzzed. The number was unfamiliar, but something in me knew before I even answered. Mom's voice was shaky, almost breaking as she said, "He's back." I thought she meant Dad at first, maybe some new way to twist the knife, but then she whispered, "Your grandfather. He's alive." I don't remember much of the drive home.